The Bumbling Bumblebee. There was once a fumbling, tumbling, bumbling bumblebee. He was always flying into things, tripping over and sitting down on spiky thistles. All the girl bees would just tut-tut and giggle at him. They preferred drones who were speedy and graceful. Bumblebee was neither of these. What he was lonely. One spring day, Bumblebee was flying alone and daydreaming when something shot by him on the breeze. It was shimmering and glimmering and oh so floaty, with a wisp of snow-white fluff that glistened like silk thread in the sunlight. It was a dandelion seed, and Bumblebee was instantly in love. He was so busy staring at it that he flew straight into a tree. The dandelion seed didn't even notice. Bumblebee picked himself up, straightened out his feelers, and set off after her. His little wings buzzed as he flew as fast as he could, but the dandelion seed raced ahead without a care in the world. She was almost within his reach when he blundered into a daisy. Spluttering and covered in pollen, he launched upwards again, searching the sky for her. There she was, just beyond the thorn bush! Bumblebee yelled too late. He went crashing into it, head over heels. Fortunately, he was very small, so only his pride was hurt. Bumblebee shot back up and followed the dandelion seed over the meadow. She didn't seem very talkative, but then again, she wasn't laughing at him. She must like me, Bumblebee thought. He plucked up his courage and soared ahead of her. He did a little dance, buzzing around and doing cartwheels in the air. Well, they were more like roly-polies actually, and his dancing skills were maybe a little clumsy. But if he could just talk to her, just tell her of his feelings, he began to make up a poem. Lovely lady, fairest tuft, my heart is yours. There was a sudden buzzing noise as something shot straight past him. Before he could see what it was, it crashed at full speed into a dandelion nearby, throwing dozens more dandelion seeds up into the air. Bumblebee lost sight of his love in a thick cloud of floating seeds. No! He cried out. He flew from one seed to the next, searching. They were all very pretty, but none of them were the one that he had fallen in love with. He shot up out of the cloud of seeds and searched the empty sky. There was nothing. She's gone, he thought. Little tears welled up in his eyes. My one true love, gone and lost. Where are you? He called up in desperation. Down here, called a voice from beneath him. Under the dandelion, the seeds had all fallen to the ground in a light, fluffy pile, which shook a little. A little help? Called a voice from underneath it. Oh no, thought Bumblebee. It's the thing that flew into the dandelion and made me lose my love. I'll bet it's something terrible and mean, with gnashing teeth and claws and... Bzzz. The threads scattered, and a little head popped up. It was sort of gleaming and stripy and dusted with pollen, and it looked a little dazed. Then it spoke in a little girl bee voice. Oh, you, saw that, didn't you? I'm sorry. I'm a little clumsy sometimes. The little girl bee batted her eyelashes at Bumblebee, who smiled. She got out of the pile of dandelion seeds and immediately tripped over her own feet. Bumblebee giggled, and the girl bee giggled too. Then they smiled shyly at each other. And if you go outside now, then look among the flowers, you might see a little bee, dusted in pollen, who seems like he's daydreaming. Take care not to hurt him. He's making up a little love poem for the love of his life, who's sure to be quite close by, tripping over her own 6 little feet.